little bit of a downer for him, but the year before he got defense in their base defense. They're not going to lose. They run out of the formation.
Stop talking, let me go.
Hey everybody, it's AG with Keep It Up in the North. Back again. I got my boy Bruce Lewis here. We've been on a 3-week hiatus here, but we are back in the studio, ready to produce. We got lots to talk about today.
Yes, we do. It was the end of an era in the Vikings organization.
Yep. We'll get into that. We got the Twins. Spring training's coming to an end. Opening day is right around the corner.
Yes, it is.
I don't know if any of you watch the World Baseball Classic, but I'll tell you what, entertainment to the T.
Might be better than watching regular MLB games.
Yeah, exactly. And then I will talk about a little UFC as well.
Yeah,
but
UFC minute.
Let's jump right into this Vikings offseason. March 15th was the start of the new season. And like you said, it's the end of an era.
Yeah, Adam Thielen is gone. He is officially signed with the Panthers now, 3 years, $25 million, which is a considerable chunk of change.
Yeah,
for a 31-year-old wide receiver.
He said he's ready to contend for a Super Bowl there.
Yeah,
he said he wanted to sign with a contender, and he did, right?
That is some PR bullshit, but hey, look, maybe they got a solid defense.
They do,
but
they don't have a quarterback. The question is, who are they going to take number one? Like Bryce Young, G.J. Stroud,
Anthony Richardson.
I don't think Richardson will go one anymore, but I think Stroud looked really good in the combine. They could take Stroud. But Thielen, I mean, think about it. He's their number one wide receiver. They got rid of DJ Moore, sent him to the Bears. The Bears absolutely fleeced the Panthers.
Oh, my God. The Bears is another.
The Bears have
God.
Man. We got a tough division this year, except for Green Bay. I don't know what's going on with this Rodgers fiasco. I don't know. I don't see him going back to Green Bay at all. I know he says he's going to leave, but all of his weapons. He has no weapons.
No.
Period.
No weapons at all. The Lions are going to be scary, too. So, Lions and Bears.
Yeah.
Lions, Tigers, and Bears.
No shit. But, the Lions just got C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Yeah.
They've just been stacking up. They got Montgomery now.
And word is they're actually in on Lamar. So
along with the Vikings or the dark horse contender, but I don't see him doing too much with that.
No.
But, Thielen's gone. Dantzler was released. I was kind of surprised Dantzler was released. I mean, I wasn't his biggest fan, but it was just no speculation. Any of the sports writers, no one was talking about that as a possibility.
Yep.
He signed a 4-year, $4 million contract with the Commanders.
What a steal for them.
Yeah, I mean,
that's cheap.
It's not going to boost their secondary or anything crazy because they're garbage.
Dantzler's not really even
Sam Howell's their quarterback, so.
Oh, yikes.
And then Kendricks, got rid of him. He signed with LA, 2 years, $13 million. I think that was a good move, getting rid of him.
Yes.
He was just slowing down.
I kind of think we should have gotten rid of Hicks. I like Hicks for his veteran, mentorship in that locker room, but it was a little bit surprising that they kept him.
Yeah, it was.
And then Dalvin Tomlinson signed a monster contract.
Man. The Browns, 4 years, $57 million. And then we got Dean Lowry, who had the same pressure rate as him last year, and we got him for 1 year, $9 million. So, I mean, saving money, making good moves. I like what Quezzy's doing. They're out with the old. They're in with the new. He's kind of doing the same. Patrick Peterson's another guy who said he wanted to sign with a contender.
Yeah.
And he signs with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the Steelers haven't had a losing season under Mike Tomlin, but, I mean, they're not going anywhere with Kenny Pickett.
No. They've got a really well-rounded defense, too. T.J. Watt on the edge there.
He was hurt a little bit last year, but he's back.
So I think,
but I mean, they lost Cam Sutton to the Lions, so
yeah, defensively they'll be pretty good. But like you said, I don't see them going anywhere with Kenny Pickett.
But those are kind of the guys that we moved on from. But new additions. First one I really like, Byron Murphy, 2 years, $17.5 million. He's a pretty solid corner. He's young. Last year was a little bit of a down year for him, but the year before, he showed a lot of potential. Look for him to be making plays. He'll definitely be the number one corner.
One guy I'm really excited to see, Davenport.
Yeah, if he stays healthy, that guy is a beast.
The Saints traded up 2 first-round picks for him. So this guy, he can play. But you just said, got to stay healthy. So,
right.
And then you got Josh Oliver, which I think for everybody was a surprise.
Yeah, I did read into him a little bit. He is considered one of the best blocking tight ends in the league. So having him be that extra presence in the blocking game, the run game, he'll be huge.
Yep.
I think his PPF gave us, or PFF gave us a D- for that pickup.
Yeah.
But I can see why. A tight end's not really a need.
Right. The way I look at it is, I think the Vikings are going to try to run a lot more 2 tight end sets.
Right.
So they're going to have T.J. Hawkinson on one side, and they'll have Josh Oliver on the other.
More of the guy who can go out for passes and everything.
And Oliver's a decent pass catcher as well. He's a big guy, but he's mostly that run. So what we can do is we can keep that defense in their base defense. They're not going to know whether we're going to run out of the formation, whether we're going to pass out of the formation. So I think it keeps them guessing, which is essentially what they're trying to do.
Offense, is pretty set. I don't know what's going to go on with Kirk. It doesn't sound like they're going to extend him again. It sounds like he's going to play through, but they did restructure his contract.
Yep.
So that opened up some cap space. We did re-sign Madison, 2 years, $7 million. I don't know what's going on with Dalvin Cook. I don't know if they're going to trade him before the draft. Same with Za'Darius Smith, because they got to pay them, their guaranteed money now.
Yep.
It's past that deadline.
Yeah, but, Dalvin's only, since he's injured, it's only $2 million that we guaranteed for him right now. But Za'Darius was kind of a surprise because
I know he wants to leave.
Yeah, he had $5.05 million guaranteed just this past Friday. So I don't know. I'm real curious. I definitely don't see us releasing Za'Darius.
It's you already pay him the guaranteed money. Might as well trade him. See what you can get.
And Dalvin, what can we get for him?
3rd round pick, maybe a 2nd,
maybe.
Or they keep him. I have no clue. He had over 1,000 yards rushing last year. He had another good year. It just doesn't seem like it, just because with KOC's offense, the run game's not
the
used
focal point.
Yeah. So there's no reason to hang on to a guy or extend him and give him more money.
Yep.
That's why I kind of like what they did with Madison. They re-signed him 2 years, $7 million. This year's draft is heavy with running backs. There's a lot of good running backs. You got Robinson from Texas.
Yeah.
You got Gibbs from Alabama. Hell, you even got a guy like Deuce Vaughn would be a nice guy. 3rd down back. He's little. Throw little checkdowns to him, a lot of screens.
I think this year we'll see a lot more of King Kenny. I think we'll see a lot more of him. So
depending on what they do with Dalvin or Ty Chandler. Kenny is kind of the designated return man.
Right.
But we'll see. Another guy I'd like to see us pick up, I heard they're talking to, is McCole Hardman. You look at a guy who can stretch the field. That guy's a burner.
And he'll take defenders away from Jefferson. That's key.
Exactly. So, Jefferson already had, he's the best wide receiver in the National Football League last year. Yeah.
And, we got the MN Twins.
Yeah. We get into the Twins.
Spring training right now is actually looking pretty good.
Yeah. I think the big surprise of spring training has been Willie Castro. He's been 310 this spring. He's got 2 bombs, leads the Twinkies with 9 RBIs. We did pick him up from Detroit. Remember watching him last year against the Twins?
Yep.
He did have some big hits, and they won the game because of him.
And another guy stepping in right now because Polanco's out with his, knee tendonitis or something.
Yeah.
So Kyle Farmer's actually looking really good, too. He's batting .320, got 3 home runs and 7 RBIs.
Yeah, he's another utility guy. He kind of goes along with Nick Gordon.
Yeah.
Another Kepler, been batting .346.
Kind of a shock.
This spring, yeah. If he can carry us into the regular season, that'd be great. I don't really see it. Granted, it's spring training, so, he's only got 30. The most at-bats on the team's like 30.
Yeah.
Like 29, 30. So the team ERA is like 4.52, which isn't great. But I don't know, man. Opening day's coming quickly. We got our tickets.
Yep. We're actually, speaking of that, I think we're going to do a vlog.
Yeah.
We'll vlog the opening day.
By the 7th inning stretch, it may sound a little sloppy. But.
Yeah, and we've actually we've got some buddies that we met last year there that are coming out to the game. So maybe we'll
it sounds like that. So yeah, but that's coming up quick. With that being said, what do you think the opening day roster looks like?
Well,
let's start with I think we start with the pitching staff. You got Pablo Lopez, Sonny Gray, Joe Ryan, Maeda, and Mail. Those will probably be. That'll probably be the starting 5 right there. Sounds like Ober is going to be going down to AAA. He'll be their number 1 guy. They also got that Simone Ridge Woods Richardson.
Yep.
And Louis Varland. So those will kind of be. But the nice thing is it's in St. Paul to Minneapolis, not a far commute.
Right.
But I mean, I always thought Bailey Ober would be a good guy to throw in the pen. I mean, you got Duran is obviously the star on the pen. Jorge Lopez was solid. It was a solid pickup. I liked that last year. Griffin Jacks, he's not bad. I'm just not a huge fan. I think Caleb Thielbar is just awful.
See, but Thielbar is a guy that's been having a pretty good spring too. In years past, he hasn't really been that great, but this year he looks like he's.
It's just so hard to kind of tell with spring training because none of it's mostly the bums are playing.
You're facing
guys
B
ready
teams.
for the league.
You're facing B teams, so it's.
And then you got Pagan. I don't know, bro.
We should have gotten rid of Pagan.
Well,
I don't know why we kept him.
Emilio,
my heart rate can't take it.
Maybe he'll step up. He was good on the Padres. He was good before being on the Twins. He came here and he looked decent at first. He'd get out of those jams. Mm-hmm. And then everyone's like, no, we got this.
Quick question. Where's Paddock? Do we still have Paddock?
Yeah, he's recovering from Tommy John surgery.
Oh.
So, but Sonny Gray and Maeda are in their contract years.
Yep.
So it's Maeda's probably going to retire after this year.
I think opening day, we're going to see Sonny Gray.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be pitching for sure.
I'd put Pablo Lopez maybe at 3. I mean, I like him deep in the. I mean, I kind of like seeing the rotation. I had to go with Sonny Gray, Pablo. Probably Joe Ryan because Maeda missed all of last year.
Yep.
And then I do Maeda, and then I do Mal.
And it sounds like what they're doing.
Mal's had a good spring too.
Yeah, he has actually. He's looked really well. And they're talking about doing what? I think it's a 5-man rotation again this year. Yeah,
last year they did a 6, so this year they're going to go back to the 5, which is nice. And it sounds like Rocco's going to let the guys pitch a little deeper in the games. But anyways, you look at position players. I mean, just looking at the roster, you're going to have Vasquez and Jeffers at catcher.
Yep.
Vasquez he didn't play too bad for Puerto Rico in the World Baseball Classic. So, I mean, we have a few guys that were not really involved in spring training too much. They're too busy with the World Baseball Classic, which is huge.
Right.
We look at first base. It's looking like Solano and Gallo are going to be kind of in not necessarily competition, but they'll be rotating. I think we'll see Buxton DHing a lot.
Yeah.
Just because, he's always getting injured, and he's a great fielder. But Michael A. Taylor, he's a Gold Glove. We got another good center fielder.
Yep.
Second base, Polanco, like we said, he's doubtful for opening day. It's still about 2 weeks away. Well, actually, technically, opening day is the 30th or 31st of March. So, that's a week away. We're looking at about a week.
Wow, it's coming up quick.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. So, I think they have Kansas City. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you want to check.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Kansas City's our first. Or no, it's Miami, I think. I actually think it's Miami. It's Miami.
Marlins. Yeah, I think it's Marlins.
Yeah.
I think we talked about getting to see Luis Arias' revenge game.
Yeah, I'm like 99.9% sure.
So let's see what we got here.
Yeah, I think it's.
But yeah, looking at it, I'm pretty excited. Technology's being a little slow with us today. Here we go. All right, so. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on here.
It's Miami.
All right, it's Miami. We're saying it's Miami. So, Kansas City.
It is Kansas.
It's Kansas City.
And then Miami.
Yeah.
And then we got Houston. All right, so Kansas City will be a nice series to start. Miami will be a little bit of a challenge. Houston's going to be tough.
Yeah. But I'd like to see us win some of these tough matchups this year.
You look at the month. If you look at the first month, we have the Yankees twice. We got the Red Sox. Dude, it is scary.
But we need to win these big games.
Well, the good thing is if we do lose, we got the tough. Look at that, dude. The White Sox,
Houston,
Yankees,
White Sox,
Boston, Washington's ass, Yankees again, Kansas City.
Then we got San Diego Padres. Dodgers are gonna be tough.
Angels are kind of. I don't know why they're not better than they are.
I think the Angels
actually got a
actually
tough schedule this year. Oh boy.
I think the Angels might actually have a pretty good year.
Well, everybody says it every year, but even with Trout and Ohtani, they're garbage. Probably their pitching, but As we kind of went down a rabbit hole there, but we were talking about Polanco, so it looks like Gordon and Solano are going to be the probably the primary backups there. But other than that, we got shortstop. Obviously, it's going to be Correa.
Yep.
I'm actually first he doesn't want to be here, blah blah blah. But he signed a contract. He's here to stay.
Yep.
So hopefully he's productive. I mean, he's one of the best shortstops in the game.
Real question is third base. I mean, we could do Jose Miranda.
Looks like Miranda is what they got going there.
And I want to say Willie Castro also plays third base, so maybe
He's
more of an outfielder.
Yeah, he's an outfielder. But I know Miranda, his bats look good through spring. He's been progressing, at third base, playing a lot of third base.
Yep. He looked good last year.
Yeah. He'll be ready for opening day. And then outfield, I mean, we got Buxton, Kepler, Taylor, Larnach, and I think it's gonna be between Larnach and Kurloff, kind of for that last spot. Kurloff's always hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with Garlic. I think Garlic's wrist is messed up. So I'm not a big that Garlic guy. He gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I'm really not even the biggest fan of Kirilloff.
You know what, I honestly like Larnach. Out of all of them, I don't like Kepler. I've just never been a fan.
And see, that's another thing too. Like Kepler hasn't really been having that great of seasons for the past, let's say, 3 years. It's been mediocre production. So it is very nice to see him actually doing something in spring training. Brings us back to it is B teams. It's not like they're facing their best guy anyway. So you got to take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. But to see him actually start to produce, that would be really good.
Yeah, and then you look at utility, Farmer, and Gordon.
Yeah,
Gordon's also a utility guy. I'm a big fan.
I love Nick Gordon.
So I'm excited for opening day game. Yeah, not the one we're going to, obviously, but their first game of the year against KC.
Yep.
Should get a win. I hope they get a win. Let's start the year off with a win. Yeah.
What do you got for UFC there, Mr. Allen?
Well, before we get into UFC, probably the most watched baseball game of all time was last night.
Japan. Oh, man. Speaking of Otani and Trout on the Angels.
Yep.
Big matchup right there last night.
Yeah.
In the game.
And
Otani, man, pumping it up on him.
Yeah, some people are saying you couldn't get more script to that. I mean, that does sound. You can't script baseball with it, though. It's
you can know what pitch is coming. You could miss.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, even if they did script it, like football and stuff, I can script it. But I mean, Otani, dude, MVP of the World Baseball Classic. I mean, he batted .435. He had a home run, 8 RBIs, pitched a total of 9 innings. He had 2 wins, 11 strikeouts, and a save. I mean, that's crazy. But you know who else had a really, really good spring for Team or WBC for USA was Trey Turner, man. Great 5 long balls. Man, that's ties the record for WBC.
He was clutch. Trey Turner was clutch.
Well, I remember when they were playing Venezuela and we were down 9-7. Cranks that grand slam. Or we were down 5-7.
Yep, 5-7.
And he cranked that grand slam, dude. And then, I mean, Arias, even for Venezuela, he cranked 2 home runs. I thought we were done. I remember Mexico spanked us in pool play.
Yeah.
But yeah, we run. Venezuela was a tough matchup. Then we get Cuba. Cuba doesn't have as many guys. I mean, they had Yon Makata, Luis Robert Jr., but I mean, we absolutely spanked them.
Yep.
Japan was a tough matchup. I mean, they've won 3 World Baseball tournaments now. But I got something good here. But yeah, I mean, they've won 3. Their game against Mexico, I think the reason they beat Team USA. Do you know how much momentum they probably had going into that game? We blew out Cuba, so that was just like, oh well.
Yep.
Another day, another dollar.
They literally went down to the wire.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the guy who I can't say his name. All I know is he's Samurai Japan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they won the game. Takeaways I got from the tournament, it's entertainment is the biggest aspect.
I really enjoyed. I think they should do that like maybe every other year or.
I think it's so. I actually looked into it. It's every 3 years.
Yeah.
So 3 years from now, I mean, it's gonna look a little different. Japan's still gonna have Otani.
Yep.
They got a good team.
They do.
Japan's got a good team, but it's so entertaining. I mean, the thing I found out about through watching the tournament, like Team USA, like there's a lot of egos on the team. I mean, I'm not saying they don't play well together, but there's a lot of egos.
Yeah.
Lots of star players. Guys think they're better than each other.
Me, guys.
But you look at the other teams. I mean, like Japan. I actually saw a stat: 97.1% of the TVs in Japan were tuned into the game last night, or the final at bat.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's how serious it is in these other countries. I mean, here nobody really gives a shit. I mean, I get it. Some people think baseball's boring. I mean, sometimes I think it's boring, but I'm always entertained. I always love following it. But if you watch the World Baseball Classic, it'll make you love the game.
Yep.
Baseball is such a great sport. I mean, it's America's pastime. It's, as you can see, probably Japan's pastime.
It's their number one. Their number one sport.
I mean, dude, they've always just had crazy players. They're always real good. But like I was saying, you look at these other countries. That's like all they have. You know, you look at teams in South America, like DR, Puerto Rico. I mean, baseball's their lifeline.
Cuba.
Yep. So I mean, yeah, a lot of guys back in the day. I mean, what Cuba's good to go now, right? People can leave there and shit.
I think so. I think they opened it up.
So like Jose Fernandez, for instance, rest in peace to him. He's a great pitcher. He actually they would swim. That's how he got here. Like they swam. They took a boat and then they'd swim into shore or something.
Well, because it's only it's 50 miles from Key West. There's a certain point in Key West where it's only 50 miles to Cuba. So I can see it, but it's gonna be.
They take a boat and then they kind of. Well, obviously, I mean
they don't swim that whole
way. Like when they're real close to get out of the boat.
Yeah.
You know, there's probably borders and patrol and everything.
But they have to go through a lot just to get here. So
yeah. So I mean, baseball's their sport, and I think a lot of us here, just with everything in general, I think we take a lot of stuff for granted. I mean, it's America. We have damn near everything, but these other countries don't have that. So we should just be, blessed to be here, live in this great country.
Be grateful every day for what you have.
Exactly. So, but yeah, the WBC is such a great. I'm just looking forward to the next time. I've never been so excited watching a game. I'll tell you what, the announcers could be a little bit better. Like I listen to Japanese. I listen to Japanese announcers when they hit the walk off against Mexico. They were going nuts.
Our announcers couldn't even pronounce half the words that were on the screen.
No, I mean the names are tough. But yeah, the WBC was great.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward 3 years from now watching it again. I actually owe a few people Culvers.
Oh no!
Because somebody I work with picked Japan. They actually just texted me. What does the text say? We need lunch, Culver's, son. This is Harold. So, I guess I got to get the boys Culver's. I mean,
you don't want to keep them hungry.
No, they sure are hungry. But anyways, you talk about, I'll get into a little bit of UFC. Like we said, WBC was great.
Great.
Just a few quick things to talk about UFC. John Jones, the GOAT, made his comeback fight. He choked out Cyril Gane in the first round.
He looked good.
Yeah, his striking he said he felt slow with his striking and everything, but I mean, you've been out for 3 years.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's going to fight Stipe Miocic. Big Stipe.
I actually saw an article too talking about John Jones. I think his last 15 fights have all been title fights.
Oh, the only loss he has in UFC was he's really an illegal striker or something, but he dominated the whole fight.
So that's
pretty much he is the GOAT. He is the GOAT.
That is GOAT status. If you are fighting
and then the fight before, Rafael Fiziev and Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje's got, I think, all 15 of the fights. 15 fights he's got bonuses. Because he's such an entertaining guy. He takes a lot of damage. There's not really too much to talk about UFC. I mean, you got the next big pay-per-view actually is a good card. You got Adesanya versus Pereira. That's their second time fighting in MMA. It'll be their fourth time fighting in general. Adesanya hasn't won a single time. But the thing that sucks with these champs is they win, they lose the title, but then they can beat everyone else. But you look at Kamaru Usman last Saturday, fought Leon Edwards, and
he's been on a downfall.
Yeah, he's lost his last 2 fights to Edwards. I mean, he literally. I watched the first fight. He dominated the whole fight. And then Leon, with like a minute and a half left, threw a head kick, knocked him out.
Yeah.
I mean, Usman he had his hands like right here and kind of slipped this way. Just took a head kick to the face. Headshot dead. That's what they're chanting in the UK. And then I watched the fight Saturday. Leon landed about 70 leg kicks or 50 leg kicks. And so the first two fights, Usman had about 10 minutes ground control time. This time he only had 4 minutes.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's the big deal. So it's nice. I like seeing it switch up. Nobody, in that welterweight division, everyone thought Usman was going to be the greatest ever. He had like 5 title defenses. GSP's forever the GOAT in that division.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't have too much about UFC. I don't know. We'll keep you guys posted, see what's going on. But this is Keeping Up with the North. This is home of Minnesota Daily Sports Talk.
Hit that like, subscribe, and the bell. Stay notified. And yeah, like I said, we'll be coming to you guys with a vlog when we go to that opening day game. So be tuned in for that. And
we'll probably have a podcast. Maybe we might just do a blog, but we'll probably have a podcast next week when it gets closer to our very first game.
Maybe another, something else with the Vikings or anybody.
Yeah,
else
I mean, if they make any big signings. But other than that, you guys have a great day.
Take
My
care.
name is AG. This is Bruce.